Ready. Call this meeting to order. Let's start with the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together today. We ask for your wisdom, guidance as we meet. Help us to listen well, speak with kindness, make decisions that are honest and beneficial to everyone involved. Give us the unity, patience, and spirit of cooperation. Bless our work and help us use our time wisely. May all that we do bring honor to you. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All right. Everybody have a chance to look over last month's meeting minutes?
I'll motion to approve as submitted.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same with the claims. You guys had a chance to look over the claims?
Yes. I make a motion to approve.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. I don't have anything for my report. So I'll let you take it over.
All right. First thing on the item today is special event application for the Herbs Fest Queens pageant. The applicant name is Amanda Tavis. Speak on it a little bit. Yeah. Yep. Thank you.
We're going to do the same as we've normally done for the past, except for I believe that our actual start time of the contest is going to be 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. We would need to be in Old Town Hall about, I think, between 11 and 12 to be able to get everything set up and start our interviews. Keith Bauer will be there to decorate the outside stage sometime after 12 o'clock. Everything runs pretty much the same as it had in the past. And the only other thing is if we would have inclement weather, we would use the upstairs, which we've crossed our fingers. It's not been like that yet. So we've always been able to use the stage. So that's pretty much it. Nothing much different except for the start time for the actual pageant itself. We will need the lights turned on to the outside stage. The arena thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
make sure that gets
Yeah,
turned
one
on.
time that didn't happen.
Okay.
I think it's our first year.
Yeah. If for some reason it don't, I'll make sure you have my phone number so that
All right, thanks.
we'll get it turned on.
You guys got any questions for her?
I'll motion to approve the request.
Are we gonna give it to him for donate the use of it to him?
If we need, yeah. I don't know if can we do that, other than that, go through school? Use of the gym? What you said?
No. They're gonna use Old Town Hall and Market Street.
Yeah, yeah. I'll motion to approve the request.
Whatever I'm saying though, are you gonna donate the use of it to him? Well, I'll second your motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. The next special event application is back to school pool party that the city is gonna be putting on. Kenley is going to talk about it a little bit for us here.
Okay, so trying to kind of amp up the school or the pool a little bit more this year. Have concession stands now, getting things cleaned up a little bit more. So Jace had kind of the idea to do a pool party. It would be August 8th, so the last Saturday the pool would be open, and we're proposing to do zero entry fee for zero admission for the to get into the pool, and then maybe have donation buckets laying around in case anybody would want to donate for the event. We're wanting to get jumping jacks, inflatables, like wet inflatables, so they could go in and out of the pool, and then snow cones, I believe, from Teen Outback, and then maybe partnering with some other local organizations to do just like food vendor booths. So it's kind of the idea there. And then a cannonball contest too. So
So it'll just be limited just to school kids and, are you?
no, anybody. Free admission for everybody.
It's
Just like a community party, basically.
Free pizza.
Free pizza for the cannonball winners.
I
but-
believe.
But yeah, kind of just get community involvement, get people back together.
And it's free to get in. The
Yeah.
jumping jacks, is that free?
That is not, well, for the kids, yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
but-
like everything when you get in would be, like, obviously you would have to pay for the concessions, and I think the snow cones, Teen Outback said they charge $1 for those.
I guess my question is, are they donating the jumping jacks or is somebody paying for that?
So,
So we are working with them right now. on
Yeah.
us Doing maybe an advertising spot on the fence for next year and kind of working something out with them. We may have to pay a little bit, but hopefully with maybe some donations and things, it won't be that big of a hit.
Well, I think it's a great project. I was just
Mhm.
asking who's,
yeah,
everything's, I know you have all the concessions and everything like that, but
Yeah.
that was the one thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I think what our biggest thing too was like just getting people back into the pool of like maybe they didn't have a great experience in the past. So like, hey,
Yeah.
we're trying to kind of revamp some things and come back and see what we have to offer now. Because I know a lot of people have made comments on Facebook about like bringing the concession stands back, like well into the year. It's like we've had the concession stands for a while now. Like they just don't know about it because they haven't been. But so yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I make the motion that we do it.
Approve.
Approve it. Yes, sorry.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. All right, next line item here is proposed new city playground. No, we
Mm.
don't.
But hey,
Go ahead and do it though.
yeah, so you don't have to come back again.
Yeah, if you want to talk about it.
You're
then-
not gonna get off that easy.
Yeah. All right. No, it's okay.
I was wondering why I wasn't following the parade or the pageant lady. I was like,
Yeah.
Well, I was too for a second because didn't see the paperwork.
you guys hear that? That's my kids behind that door playing.
Okay.
Yeah, the Herbst Fest is the same as it's always is. Basically, it's the last full weekend of September. We start doing everything the Monday prior. Like the DuBois County brings out the stage on Monday morning. Tents go up Monday. We usually ask the park to help us bring out the barricades and the
Picnic tables.
picnic tables. Thank you. And we don't have a lot different going on this year. We are planning on having a little petting zoo. It's gonna be like some goats and pigs and basically farm animals. And then Dustin's gonna be doing his shucking demonstration again, work with the pageant. It's basically same old, same old. We are trying to change some things up. We're using jumping jacks for tents this year instead of Bower. So, and we'll have jumping jacks at our event too. It will not be free, Randy. Well, I'm just saying, get your $20 out. But other than that, yeah, you guys know how it is. We have it every year. I don't have the parade route just yet. Santiago's not got that to me, but I will make sure that gets turned in to everybody.
And that'll be a Board of Public Works.
Yes, yeah. But no, any questions you guys have for me? I'm more
You
than
have a
happy.
band this year?
Yeah, so yeah, various vans every year. So we'll have one Thursday night. We ain't even got all those ironed in yet.
Okay.
We've had some people had to drop out because they got, no offense, bigger and better deals going out. But we usually try to get some local people, and then some people from like Nashville and stuff. As always, we
Okay.
go through a firm that kind of helps us find people.
I didn't look on the phone. It's still the last full weekend of September?
Yes. Yep.
So like the 24th to the 27th?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Jason knows there's also going to be a softball league that's renting out the league stadium this year. Just like last year, they'll be there Friday for an all-star game, and then Saturday they'll be doing playoffs. So it should be a pretty eventful Herbst Fest this year. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it went very well last year,
It
even
did.
without rides. I
It
think
did.
went
It
very
did.
well.
Rides are super hard to find because we're not big enough, and they want their guaranteed money, and we just ain't big enough to give them guaranteed money.
Well, I'll make the motion to go ahead and approve the Herbst Fest.
I'll second it,
All
even
in-
though I gotta pay for the bouncy house, but that's okay.
There's also a size limit.
Oh, my. Anyway, I'll second it.
I'm in height.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I hope to see you all at the Herbst Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Eric.
Hey, thank you. You guys be safe.
Okay, before we move on, is there anybody here that wants to just generally talk about anything in particular? You want to come up and state your name and what it's about?
Was wondering if I could add a food truck at the Herbst Fest.
Oh, to put
Yeah.
a food truck at the
Yeah.
Herbst Fest? You'd have to talk to, I believe, Eric or the Herbst Fest committee.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So is that the only time you're wanting to do a food truck?
I'm right now. It's like we're open so through Thursday through Sunday at Huntingburg here.
are you one of the ones out by the?
Yeah, by the auto parts.
You're like by a dollar store on the north
No,
side?
no. It's by some auto parts store.
Would be
I'm not sure.
Napa
It's by the
down at
railroads. I'm
Toys
not
or-
sure if you know.
Either Toys or Napa. Yeah.
Oh, by.
Yeah, I
up by-
think it's that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to talk to Eric about that, is if you're gonna do it at Herbst Fest, isn't he?
Yeah,
So you're gonna have to, the gentleman that just left, you're
The
gonna
guy
have
that
to,
just left.
you're gonna have to talk to him about it. Sorry, but that's the guy to get with.
yep.
He's probably not gone yet. He just moved too fast.
Yeah, you're gonna catch them.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on. So next thing is the proposed new city playground. In your packet, there is some pictures of what we're proposing to do, what it's gonna look like. And then we also have representative that's been helping us with the grant process. That's gonna speak on some of the stuff that we're doing.
Okay, good evening. My name is Jessica Condra, and I'm a project administrator with the Indiana 15 Regional Planning Commission. Tonight's public hearing is to talk about the city's application for grant funding through the Land and Conservation Fund. The LWCF Act was established in 1965 to assist state and federal agencies to preserve, develop, and ensure access to outdoor recreation for current and future generations. At the federal level, the grant is administered through the U.S. Department of Interior, National Park Service. The state administers this grant through the Indiana Department of Natural Resources, Division of State Parks, Community, Grant, and Trail staff. If awarded, the grant will match a maximum of 50% of total project costs up to $1 million. The city is requesting a grant of $674,102.24, with a local match being $674,102.25. The city has match available through a mix of city and park board appropriations, force account, and donations. The project will take place at the playground directly north of the entrance of League Stadium, the one with the volcano climbing tower. The surface of the playground is uneven and a barrier for accessibility needs. Some of the equipment is in poor conditions with chunks of plastic breaking off the slides and climbing tower. And some of the equipment is so old that the city can no longer find parts to fix them, and none of it is ADA accessible. In the city's 2023 to 2027 Parks and Recreation Master Plan, it was recommended that actions at this playground should include accessibility routes and compliance with ADA standards. The revitalization project, or this revitalization project, will see the removal of the existing playground and installation of new equipment that is accessible for individuals of all abilities. As the timeline for this project, the deadline for submission to the Indiana DNR is August 1st. After reviewing applications, the state will prepare a list of projects to submit for federal review. If selected for federal review, we will work with the state to finalize the required documentation and environmental review. It is anticipated that this submittal would be completed by the end of the year, and it can take up to 9 months for the federal review process to be completed. So if awarded, the city could expect to receive the grant agreement in the fall of 2027 with construction to follow. We began working on the preliminary engineering review of this project in May and have contacted many federal and state agencies regarding the project. The project is not in a floodplain, but is adjacent to one. The requirement for the Indiana Department of Natural Resources Division of Fish, Wildlife, and Nature Preserve is to review their response in a public meeting. The Indiana 15 Regional Planning Commission submitted their early coordination review request to them on June 18th. We received their preliminary response on July 1st and their official assessment report on July 17th. The DNR Early Coordination Environmental Review Report number ER-28390 and must be read in a public meeting. It is as follows. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources has reviewed the above referenced project per your request. Our agency offers the following comments for the information and in accordance with the National Environmental Policy Act of 1969. If our agency has regulatory jurisdiction over the project, the recommendations contained in this letter may be requirements for any permits issued. If we do not have authority, all recommendations are voluntary. Former regulatory assessment. Formal approval by the Indiana Department of Natural Resources under the regulatory programs administered in the Division of Water is not required for this project. Natural Heritage Database. The natural heritage data has been checked. To date, no animal or plant species listed as state or federally threatened, endangered, or rare have been reported to occur in your project vicinity. Fish and wildlife comments. Avoid and minimize impact to fish and wildlife and botanical resources to the greatest extent possible and compensate for impacts. The following are recommendations that address potential impacts identified in the proposed project area. Revegetate all bare and disturbed areas that are not currently mowed and maintained with a mixture of grasses, excluding all varieties of tall fescue. You can vegetate with legumes as soon as possible upon completion. Turf grasses, including low endophyte and friendly endophyte and endophyte-free tall fescue, but excluding all other varieties of tall fescue. These may be used in currently mowed areas only. Minimize and contain within the project limits all brush clearing. Appropriately designate measures for controlling erosion and sediment must be implemented to prevent sediment from leaving the construction site and maintain these measures until construction is completed and all disturbed area are stabilized. If erosion control blankets are used, they shall be heavy, biodegradable, and not free or use loose woven, woven netting to minimize the entrapment and snaring of small-bodied wildlife, such as snakes and turtles, following the manufacturer's recommendation for selection and installation. You may use seeds and apply mulch on all disturbed areas. That is the DNR's assessment. And we will now open the public hearing if anyone has any questions or comments regarding the project. It is the Land and Water Conservation Fund. These are federal funds administered through the National Park Service, Department of Interior. The state agency is the DNR. And so you apply to the state, and then the state applies as a whole to the federal. The city and park board's match is $674,102.25. This is a 50-50 grant. And so the amount of grant being requested is $674,102.24. And the mix of match is going to be appropriation, so cash that the city and the park board has. It's going to be force account labor, so employees for the city doing excavation work, that sort of thing. Donations such as park benches that the city already owns, those sort of things.
Yeah, I mean, it seems very doable at this point. Obviously the in-kind money, like she was talking about, is what really got us there because we're gonna do a lot of the work ourselves. So realistically, the only thing that we'll have done for us is the installation of the playground equipment and the turf. So.
The city has successfully executed these grants before. This is what was utilized for the Northside Park construction. And if I remember correctly, roughly 30% of the city's match on that was the labor of employees. Okay, if there's nothing else, I'll close the public hearing.
Thank you.
With that, so we have to, the board needs to consider the LWCF resolution for the new playground proposal that is in your packet. Talks about the percentage of the respondents that were in favor for it, which was 96.5%. That was polled. We had a really good turnout with the survey. It was
449 as of 3 o'clock this afternoon.
so 449.
We launched it at the end of June.
Okay, so that's quite a bit. So you guys can see on the back page, it talks about the in-kind stuff that we'll be covering. You guys have any questions on the resolution?
So you need a motion to accept this.
We would need a motion to accept the resolution to move forward with the project.
I'll motion to accept it.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, so this would be the original. So
Okay.
we will need your guys' signatures on the back here.
Okay.
Right.
You need the whole board, every, okay.
I'm not forgetting anything, am I? That was a lot of stuff to take in, so.
So just the Abby's.
Yeah. Yes.
Then Abby, you gotta sign.
All right, moving on. We had a police department incident. Brad couldn't be here tonight, but in your packet, we did have not one, but two instances with the same lady at the pool. Involved alcohol, and saying some inappropriate things to minors, and having alcohol on her at the time. Um, she has recently been picked up again, and I'm proposing to the board that we ban her from the pool in the park.
I make a motion to ban her from the park.
What?
I make a motion to ban her from the park.
Trespass.
Yes.
See, that's not the first time.
No, it was actually two instances pretty close together. So after she was asked not to come back.
I agree. I second.
All,
Randy's motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So she'd have to, if she wants access back, she has to come to the
She's already
meeting.
been advised of that.
Yes, so she does have the right to come back and kind of try to get reinstated and try to give her reasonings for things.
But now with this motion, she won't be allowed.
She will not be allowed, but she does have the right to come back to the meeting, another meeting, and speak her case, so. The letter on the back, we have to hand deliver to her.
Is this for just this year or forever?
This would be forever unless we reinstate her.
It says at the bottom there on the back that she has to come and ask for reinstatement.
Okay. All right, the next thing on the agenda, so the city is trying to get an ordinance passed for e-bikes and any motorized vehicles being on sidewalks and in parks in areas that are endangering walkers and people, the public. A lot of these things now, like segways and stuff, e-bikes, they go 20, 30 mile an hour. We've had a lot of instances in our park already where I've gotten phone calls, the mayor's gotten phone calls about people having to jump out of the way. Kids don't stop at stop signs. They don't look both ways on streets with them. So the part of this, the park board, we're asking for a recommendation for proposal of a bike ordinance within the parks. And this would include bicycles themselves, because you can't seclude, from my understanding, just you have to exclude all bicycles because it's considered a bike.
So that means they can't come in at all, or they just can't go on the sidewalks?
So you guys can basically say, well, they can come in. We have designated areas for them to park them. But they would have to stay off all walking trails.
Have to stay on the roadway.
Basically on the roadway, yes. No sidewalks.
Well, who's gonna enforce it?
That
The city police can't be down there chasing bicycles around. And I might be down, you might be there, and kid swerves toward us, and it's over as quick as what it happens, but it's gonna happen again and again. So who's gonna be down there and enforce it?
Well, I think
I understand what you're asking for.
That's where, if we have a problem area, which we do right now, we can have police officers sit at the park and say, this is the time they normally come. This is the area that we're having issues with. And then they can sit there and wait.
So
Now, from my understanding, I don't know the whole ordinance yet, but the parents would actually be the ones that get ticketed for it.
That was my next question.
So-
So if it's a minor, how's that gonna work? Cause you can't ticket a minor.
Right, so it would fall back on the parents. So,
I just don't believe that I see what you're asking for and I can understand, but I don't think it's manageable.
so my recommendation to the board would be, let's make it to where if, let's say, a parent or somebody wants to go on a walk or a jog and they want to take their kids with them with a bike, okay, not a motorized bike or an electric bike, just a bike. Let's make an age limit, and they have to be accompanied by an adult or, I guess, a family member or something of a certain age. And then like they have to stay within so many feet of their parents or guardian, whatever that might be. I don't think you punish the younger kids. It's really more the older kids that are 14, 15, 16 that are riding these things. So
I don't understand why we can't just do motorized bikes, cause that would be an e-bike. I mean, a regular bike.
the e-bike is considered a regular bike. It's,
Oh, is it?
yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I think you basically can't discriminate from a bike and an e-bike.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to group them all together, so.
I like to see a written proposal, man. It's easy to sit there and say, well, below 8 and above 12 and
Well,
I like to
that's
see-
kind of what this is for you guys to give the recommendations of what the park would like to see done. So whatever you say tonight, what you would like done would go into the ordinance.
What's the park with the biggest problem of the walking trail? Is it Knee House?
It would be knee house, yes.
what,
So like knee house, for example, we would give them access to the sidewalk off of Chestnut to get down to the park, but they couldn't actually go into the trails. Does that make sense?
yeah, it makes sense, but again, I just don't think it's manageable.
Well, the problem is now with no ordinances, no, even if something happens, it really can't be enforced. I mean, at least now, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people still doing it, but at least if the police are there, they can have something to fall back on to enforce it. Go ahead, Glenn.
We had, as a council, we haven't seen any kind of proposal, we have talked about it.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
As a council, we have not seen anything about it, but we have talked about it, and yes, there does need to be.
Oh, it's been talked about several years now. And this meeting and several other ones. Again, it goes back to how you're gonna be able to control it, manage it.
I think basically we just have to make a recommendation to you guys and then you guys can either go with it or tweak it and then you have the final say.
Give police something to stand by.
Cause right now there's nothing for them, the police to stand by. I know that people are still gonna be riding bikes in there all the time and you know, may not get caught, but
Some of these e-bikes can run up to 40 mile an hour, so they need to force them off on.
They're getting kind of out of hand in town. Running stop signs and driving up the wrong side of the road. And I hate to spank all the kids for the problem of one, but
Right,
It's-
but
it's a
I
problem.
think from my understanding, part of that ordinance is there's gonna be specific areas that the kids can travel from school to home. Like there are certain paths that they'll be able to take. So
I like to
they'll
see-
still be able to ride them, but it will be a controlled.
I'd like to see a written proposal about what we're talking about first. So everybody knows what we're talking about. Whether allowed on the sidewalk down to the trails in the house or.
were
Well,
you gonna,
that's-
were you gonna get with Phil, I guess, basically?
It's what you guys need to decide tonight.
On the
So
roadway.
we can put it in, this
On
is
the
the
roadway and in the-
recommendations that the park board is trying to make for the proposal for the ordinance.
So if we make a recommendation, do we have to have all the
Details.
details before we make a recommendation?
That's
a
what
good
I'm
question.
saying.
Well, I'm just asking the question because
Yeah.
I think what,
I think we would like to suggest.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause we could send something to the council and they could totally change it.
I think it's like, okay, I think basically what the recommendations are is, okay, we'd still like to see bikes within certain parts of the park. So if your recommendation is we'd like to be able to see bikes from the sidewalk into Neha's Park up until a certain point, or you'd like to see up to a certain age, be able to ride bikes with their parents. Like, I think it's those types of things. Like, there's not a true like proposal necessarily. It's just like, okay, we're gonna create an ordinance for these bikes. What do you want to make sure that's put in that ordinance?
And you need all that tonight?
Exactly.
Well, we're asking for the recommendations.
That's what I'm
tonight.
saying.
Well,
It's just,
I think it's a great recommendation, but I mean, I wasn't prepared for,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I guess I want you to clarify what you're asking for.
I mean, it's what,
and if you,
just
you got,
it's a
we got
recommendation of what you're wanting to see in the park.
Niehaus Park.
And if we need to, if we can't do it tonight, yeah. we
That's what
can
I say.
table it.
But I think it's a great idea,
Yeah,
but we need to table it until we come up with our recommendations, what that is, and then we can come
that's what
prepared
I'm saying. So
and
we
talk
can-
about it.
I
So-
just don't think as an ordinance that we can just put a blanket ordinance over every park, because every park we have is different.
Exactly. I'm gonna say we got Niehaus Park, we got the Memorial Park.
But if we
got the
table it,
Southside Park,
if
we
we
got
table it
Northside
now, we come back at a meeting and here's our recommendation, and if you want it different, but then this is our recommendation, and then we say this is what
You
we
can
believe.
modify it from there. but-
Yes. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's like I say, I think we need something written first. For right now, we're just shooting out in the gray area.
So do we need a proposal to table it, or do we just
You can make a
table?
motion to table. it.
I make a motion that we table it until we get more information and have a chance to put it together and make that proposal.
So we know what we're talking about.
That's my,
We can do that.
okay. That's my motion.
So you're gonna second
That's
it?
the second, yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I think the best thing to do would be possibly to go ahead and write something up.
Let's,
And then
let's
email-
create something together so we know what we're talking about. Have a proper proposal so that we have a unified front, so we know what we're talking
Are they
about.
required to wear helmets?
Huh?
Are they required to wear helmets?
I'm not,
No,
I'm honestly
No
not
clue.
sure. There's like there's
No rules.
and that's kind of like where this kind of all stemmed from.
It
And,
falls
and,
underneath
and I agree, there
575.
needs to be, but I think we need to do some work on it and then we make the proposal.
I'd say if nothing else, what Jace could potentially, they could put something together, email it to us, and then we can kind of tweak it a little bit.
For
At
the
least we
next-
have something to go off of at the next meeting.
We'd be prepared for the next meeting. I like that idea.
We're gonna be able to create something that covers all parks? Or we're gonna have one for individual parks?
Because I don't know that you can put a blanket ordinance over all the parks, because they're all different.
I'm saying you're gonna have an ordinance or a recommendation for each park, all 4 parks?
No, I think we just put in for each park what we expect out of the ordinance.
Yeah.
So it can all be in one ordinance, but it would specify
the
each park. what
Park
we
board
want.
ordinance, and you have A, B, and C, or
Yeah.
Memorial Park, Southside Park, Northside Park.
Yeah.
So like you guys could recommend where they would park their bikes, like what space they would park their bikes in and like
Right.
where they could go from there. Or
I agree with that.
Because
Yeah.
like at Northside Park, that's gonna be hard to say, okay, well, you can't ride your bike, because they're riding from one side, from,
And you can't park here, but you can park there.
Well, they're cutting through the park is what you're saying on the sidewalks.
yeah, that's gonna
Yep.
be hard to. I don't know.
And again, it's not us to enforce it. We're gonna make our recommendation and then,
Then it has to go to the council. and then
yes, and then,
It's still, I think we need to make something that's manageable and usable.
yeah, I agree.
Can't throw a blanket ordinance out there and say, no more bikes.
And I agree. We just need to think about it, put some stuff together
Yeah.
and maybe email it to our ideas, and then next meeting we come together and here's what we believe we came up with.
Then we can send it to the council,
Yes.
because they might want to tweak it a little bit too, possibly after we recommend.
So Randy did vote and I seconded on table on that.
Okay.
We can
Yep.
get some information together, a
Mhm.
proposal.
Next thing is going to be the Hope Equipment sign that we put up at League Stadium. One of the agreement that, I came up with Hope Equipment to help save us some money, was they wanted to put a sign up, at League Stadium, and we needed the equipment, to to save the money on the equipment for whenever we worked on our southeast playground and our pickleball court. Came out roughly for the rental of all the equipment was $7,000. They agreed, and I'm asking you guys to accept the agreement for 2 years, for the sign to be it for 2 years, which would be $3,500 a year.
So where's this sign at?
It's on the outfield fence
On the
of
field,
League Stadium.
yeah, the fence.
Did it cover up other signs?
We did put it over a sign, yes.
So we've already put the sign up, but we're saying do it for 2 years.
Yes, yes.
And then it comes down?
Unless they
Or
want
they'll
to,
pay rent after that 2 years.
yeah, after that, they would either pay or we could work out another deal on rental for equipment, so.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's pretty.
But they paid for the sign, we didn't pay a dime for it, so. They,
I'm mostly approved.
they
I think
covered
it's
all
a
the
good
costs.
idea.
I
It's a good
I
trade-off.
second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Okay, I will need your signature though. Yeah.
Phased to the points. Abby's.
Yeah. All right. Oh, wait. Okay, moving on. Next item is the fitness court update. Kayla, you mind sharing that?
Okay, so we have the concrete pad poured, waiting on approval of graphics right now. So we're working closely with the National Fitness Campaign to get the wrappings for all of the fitness equipment, to get those ordered. So should almost be ordered. There was one tweak to it. So that should be ordered here soon.
Who are you working with?
The National Fitness Campaign that we bought the equipment through. The reason it took a little bit longer is because we had to get approval from the board to accept donations from one of the donors last board meeting. I was gone on my trip to Greece, and then I had to get certain files and vectors, and it's just taking a little bit longer than hoped for. But so yes, that's why it's taking a little bit longer. But so we're at that point now, but we should be hopefully soon. We'll start putting the equipment in the ground.
Yeah,
going.
I'd say we have the equipment. We're just waiting for the approval, so.
Yeah.
Once we get that, we can,
And I think,
Finish
did you
it.
get the design to move hole one and
yes,
So-
I did meet with Aaron Allstott, and some park board members, well, I met with most of you guys, about moving hole one, up on the corner of the shed building. And I do have a design for landscaping around it. I was gonna reach out to Aaron and confirm this is for sure what we talked about. And then we'll proceed forward with that.
And that's also with moving that memorial over there too, right?
Yes, so that would include the memorial. Yes, the memorial. So we would get the good thing about this, and I think this is one of the reasons why he kind of agreed and I agreed. Every day we have to watch dogs urinate all over the bushes, and they're never gonna survive. So we thought, why not move it somewhere where we can put landscaping around it, and since we have irrigation up there, we can also put irrigation in the landscaping and make sure the shrubs and everything look good. So basically gonna make a really nice, and also on the back of that building is the layout of the actual course. So people can walk up and actually see where all the holes are, and then step into the memorial of why it was created and give a backstory to it and stuff like that. So it would be a true representation of a memorial at that point.
Any questions on it?
Yes.
'Kay.
So the approval, how long do you think that'll?
I'm hoping like a couple days. Cause we had sent I just sent one of the changes over, I think 2 or 3 days ago. We've kind of been going back and forth and they said they were gonna make that change and send it back over to me. So it's been just going kind of through hands, but, so I hope a couple of days and then once they approve that, it should be shipped right out right after that. So
So-
once we get that, we'll be able to start installing the equipment. The reason, so there's like the graphics on the back of it. So they have to go over the back panel of it and they have to put those graphics on before they can install anything on the front. So like it has to kind of all be together, if that makes sense.
It does. I'm just looking for.
Yeah.
Do you think a week and then they gotta ship it? How long is that gonna take to ship?
I'm hoping 2 or 3 days for me to get the graphics back for approval. And then I think they say shipping is 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay, and then after.
And then we can start install, I'm sure.
And Jace, you have a plan to install that then, or is somebody?
Yes, the street department
Department is
is
gonna,
going to install it.
and we
so,
saved quite a bit of money doing
Yes.
install and concrete work and all of that ourselves.
Yeah, we've
so-
Jason's been Sal's been working really closely with us on it, and that's going to save some time, material, and so.
Okay.
And then the programming for that will all be on the front of the fitness court. So you'll just scan a QR code. They have a free app as well. And then you'll just get into that app or scan that QR code and all the programming will be within that app for free. So like you can program it however you want to do any of the workouts on the court or whatever.
The reason I'm asking is because that where they tee off now, you're gonna have to move that because once that equipment's there, you're not gonna be able to use that, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's all gonna happen here pretty quick.
Yes. Yes.
So you're gonna meet with him and get his
Yeah.
approval.
I want to get his stamp of approval since it is his dad, and
Right, I understand.
I'll probably meet with Larry's wife too, just
Right.
to make sure. So
Meet with Penny and then.
yes.
Okay.
So I was out to Philly with my son's doctor's appointment, so I'm a little behind.
Hey,
so.
I'm just asking the questions. I'm not.
No, yeah,
We all go on
absolutely.
vacation. We all have kids.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that.
Absolutely. It's good to know.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Any more questions? Anybody? Nope. Okay.
All right, update on the southeast playground behind the girls softball field. Was going to be completed this last Friday. I went up after they got the turf down. The company that installed the turf did not do a very good job. I have been in contact with that company, and we're going to try to work something out to get them back down here to rip that all up and relay it. It's really lumpy. It's not level by any means, and it's not up to the quality that I expect it to be. So
Have you talked to anybody about it at that company?
yes,
And-
yes, they understand, and we're trying to work out something to get somebody down here to redo it. So but yeah, it was supposed to be done last Friday. So, but unfortunately, we ran into a little snag again. So if you go down there, the turf is on it, but I want them to redo it because it's not supposed to be lumpy. It's not supposed to be the way it is. So, unfortunately,
Get the same materials. Excuse me, Northside Park.
no. We did turf this time. Northside Park has the poured rubber. Yeah. So, any questions on that? I just wanted to give you a quick update that we were almost done, and now we're backtracking a little bit. So
One sit forward, two back.
I just want to make sure if we're going to spend this much money on a playground, it needs to be done correct.
Do it right.
Yes. All right, so last thing I got, so we did finish our budgetary cost estimate and master plan for the youth sports complex. And I wanted you guys to see the prices, how much things could cost. Now, keep in mind, all these have high contingencies in them. And there are things that the city could do to help cut the cost if we did things ourselves. And we have met with the donor that we were working with and presented everything to them already. They're supposed to be getting back with us once they get with their two boards and decide what they want to do. So, but this is kind of where we stand with it right now. I wanted to make sure you guys knew. The full is, I passed that down earlier. That's the full makeup of what it could look like. So.
Okay, I have a question. So did you, that parking lot, you're gonna add all those parking spots?
Yes.
So I can't quite tell, is the entrance in the back way no longer available?
So the entrance slash exit would actually be on the back side because the old street department building that we use for storage would no longer be there.
Okay.
And that would be turned into a parking lot to help create the almost 300 extra parking spots.
So and then you're getting rid of the volleyball court area too?
So the volleyball court, I was going to suggest that we move it to the south side of the park. We've got a couple places over there that I was gonna propose to move it.
But we'll still have it.
We'll still have it, yes,
Okay.
it's just gonna get relocated. And then if you notice on the concession stand, there are a shelter house on each side of it. So it would make up for losing that shelter house. So we would still have a place to rent out if people want to rent.
You have to move a lot of dirt here.
Yes, there's gonna be a lot of dirt. There'll be a retaining wall. I think one spot they're proposing to put grasses of some sort. So we don't have to do maintenance on it. But that's flipping all the fields. That's having a centralized concession stand. We did put a committee together for this that involved the boys' youth, girls' youth, middle school baseball, and a representative from the high school, just to kind of get a view of different things. And a lot of these people have traveled to tournaments. They have seen things. So like a lot of the things we came up with was wanted to make all these turf fields to make them maintenance free, which is also going to save on the park budget. Then it makes it multi-purpose for if we want to have tournaments and make money off of it and raise, whether the park puts it on or the programs put it on. One of the big things that was asked of us was to join the youth programs together, so it's not segregated anymore. Most of you up here know my sister took over as the president for the youth boys, and we are working right now with the girls, and we're hoping that we can completely get everything as one youth program. It's getting hard to get board members involved anymore. So that's why the one central located concession stand, we all work as one youth program. So what's best for everybody. So, because the Little League's already done that with their boys, it's no longer affiliated with Little League. So they're, was it 5 or 6 through 12 is one league now. They play on separate fields, but it's all ran through one board. any questions on that. And if you have questions later, feel free to email me if you have suggestions. If you know of any other donors that would be interested. This is kind of the step where we're at now is, we have the design, we have what we need to do. It's a matter of just finding the funding.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. But that's top of the line facilities at that point.
I think it'd be a major asset to the
So,
city.
It's a tournament on any given weekend can bring 2,000 or 3,000 people into town, easy. And I mean, when Gene Mattingly did his tournament, it was nothing to have 2,000 people down there, and he would turn teams away because we didn't have the facilities to be able to do it correctly. If we would turf all these fields, you could have more teams. You wouldn't have to line. You wouldn't have to all the manual labor involved in between games.
Will they, so like the tournament that was last weekend, would that be ran by the same people, or is that what you're like trying to?
So we could do it in several different ways. I think we rent it out personally, so we don't have the headache of the mess of it. We just set a price per field. And then people rent it and use it, and they run their own tournaments. Or we could just run the tournaments. So it's however we want to do it. So logistically, I would say just rent them out and then or we could ask for a percentage, kind of like we did with whatever the tournament makes. So, but the big thing is the amount of people that it would bring into the community that would be hopefully shopping, spending money at restaurants, being in the area, just spending money, right? Hotels. So it just opens up a lot of things for a small community like ours. Right. Yeah. So it can bring more people have a chance to go to Bomber games. If there's a tournament going on, there's Cup Bomber game. Why not? So lots of possibilities with it. So. And in the communities, the few that I've talked to that have them, I've heard nothing negative about it. It's nothing but bring money to the community. So any questions? Okay, that's all I have.
Oh, I'll make a motion to adjourn then if nobody else got anything.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.